Good morning, everyone. So you see me and my fellow friend. Today I'm going to present my journal club presentation for last semester. Okay, my journal presentation presented by Ruhini Binti Andong. Index number 416-401-561. Okay, journal number 1 is general information, title, drug-resistant pattern in pulmonary tuberculosis patient and risk factors associated with multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. The source is from the Journal of Tuberculosis Research 217, 5 and 106-117. Author is S. Maharjani, S. Singh, D.K. Kadska, M. Aryan K1 from Center of Department of Microbiology, Tribhuvan University, Kirtipur, Nepal, to National Tuberculosis Center, Nepal. The date of receipt of this journal is December 14, 2016, and then the date of accepted is June 13, 2017, and then published in June 19, 2017. Type of article is free online articles. This is the original research. Type of study is a multi-center longitudinal study. Ethic approval is not stated. And for the acknowledgement, the author acknowledged Dr. Bikash Lamichen, Director, National Tuberculosis Center, Tiami, Bhaktipur, and all the staff of National Tuberculosis Center and SAAR-CTB and HIV/AIDS Center. Competing of interest is not stated in these journals. Okay, for my critical appraisal, title of the article is very good and stated very clearly about what they want to study. Author are from the Department of Microbiology, National Tuberculosis Center, which is very relevant, and conflict of interest is not declared. By right, you have to declare. And my critical for the topic is very helpful in clinical practice. Its purpose for the identification of the RPOB gene mutation for detection of drug-resistant pattern in risk factor associated with the multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. It can be foundation for further research in the same topic. Okay, for abstract background, we continue. Abstract background: anti-tuberculosis drug resistance is a major problem in tuberculosis TB program, particularly multi-drug resistant TB in Nepal. Drug resistance is difficult to treat due to its associated cost and side effect. The objective of the study was to assess the drug resistant pattern and assess risk factors associated with MDR-TB among pulmonary tuberculosis patients attending National Tuberculosis Center. The aim is to assess the drug resistant pattern and assess risk factors associated with the MDR-TB among the pulmonary tuberculosis patients attending a National Tuberculosis Center. Method: early morning sputum sample were collected from pulmonary tuberculosis suspected patient and subjected to Zinn-Nelson staining in fluorochrome staining and culture on Lg medium. Drug susceptibility test was performed on the culture positive isolate by using the proportional method. Univariated and multivariated analysis was computed to assess the risk factor of MDR-TB. My critical appraisal is abstract, very concise and comprehensive and easy to follow. Background of the study: relevant literature review improvised in previous studies, and several lines of the evidence suggest a drug-resistant pattern in pulmonary tuberculosis patient and risk factors associated with the multi-drug-resistant tuberculosis. The reference for this is given, and the reference are adequate for statement and backgrounds, have a clear-cut hypothesis and support from the other studies. The result was, out of 223 sputum sample, 105 were fluorochrome staining positive, 85 were Zinn-Nelson staining positive, and 102 were culture positive. And the conclusion was drug-resistant TB, particularly MDR-TB, is high. The most common resistant pattern observed in the study were resistant to both isoniazid and rifampicin. Female were found to be associated with the MDR-TB. And the article details background: tuberculosis is an important public health problem responsible for deaths, and most of the MDR-TB cases are due to the poor adherence with TB medication, regular use of drug, interrupted drug supply, physician error, and accessibility of drug without prescription. The objective of the study to determine drug resistance in pulmonary tuberculosis patients and the risk factors associated with MDR-TB. Method: patient selection. 223 of the individuals contacted agreed to participate in the study. Inclusion: all new in previous treated with TB and the gender and age, with any gender in age. Exclusion: all PTB cases and the patients who are not able to produce 3 to 4 mL of the sputum samples. Critical appraisal: for methodology, informative but too long, and will many participants are excluded on the basis of unable to produce a sputum in source of bias. Interview was done by the trained staff and underwent multiple channel examination and sputum sampling. Adequate sputum sampling and storage measuring were taken for transport of sample to the lab. Probable defined drug resistant pattern comorbidity is very well defined, and the other variables have been taken care of. Statistic analysis. Data was analyzed using SPSS 16 software. The chi-square test was used to compare the ADST result between new and previously treated patients. The p-value of less than 0.05 was considered statistically significant. The measure association between MDR-TB and patient risk factor was reported by odds ratio and then 95% confidence interval. For my critical appraisal, statistics is done very well. Result: demography: 223 patients were enrolled. 37.7 female is a male. For my critical appraisal for the result is very concise and easy understandable. Well-arranged result in table. Result are explained adequately according to the tables. However, it looks very complicated. That of the drug resistance pattern is lacking in the tubular form. To mention text. Overall, 200. Study defined, explained very precisely. Results are discussed under proper headings. Previously study finding quoted. Appropriate reasons are given for the counterintuitive result, and also have suggested their finding as unique and foundation for further research for similar hypotheses. Okay, and then this is the discussion and the limitation and strength. Critical appraisal. Limitation and strength. Authors are aware of their study limitation and strength. Various limitations given that look relevant. They have also said that exclusion of participants is a source of bias, and population-based design and study size are major strengths. Final comment: research finding is very helpful for the clinical practice. Result require replication of finding and support from the future studies. Title is clear and relevant. Various statements in background information in discussion are given reference. Data is present for multivariate analysis in drug-resistant pattern in pulmonary tuberculosis patients and risk factor associated with multi-drug-resistant tuberculosis in population. Cohort is recruited and designed. Okay, this is the reference for my first journal. Then we move on to the second journal. Title of this journal is the rifampicin-resistant mutation in the 81BP-RRDR of RPOB gene in Mycobacterium tuberculosis clinic isolate using expert MTB-RIF in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Pakistan, a retrospective study. The source is Journal of Biomedical Center, Ullah et al., BMC Infection Disease 2016, and the author is Irfan Ullah et al. Date received was 23 October 2015, accepted in 3 August 2016, published in 12 August 2016. This is the general info. Ethical approval is approved by ethical committees. Purpose study was explained and written informed consent was obtained from all patients. Acknowledgement, all the PMT staff all high special for their kind support and competing of interest was declared. Critical appraisal title is a very good and state very clearly about what they want to study. There is mention of rifampicin resistant mutation in the 81 BPR-RDR of RPOB gene in MTB clinic isolate using expert MTB rifampicin. Author is from the Department of Microbiology, very relevant author, and conflict of interest is declared. Funding from multiple sources like University, Pharma Industry, and National Research Foundation, so there's no bias. Topic is very helpful in clinical practice. It proposes for identification of the rifampicin resistant mutation. It can be foundation for further research in the same topic in the future. Okay, the abstracts. My critical appraisal for the abstract. The abstract is concise and comprehensive and easy to follow. Background of the study is relevant literature review. Improvised on previous studies. Several lines of evidence suggest rifampicin resistant mutation in the 81BP-RRDR of RPOB gene in Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Reference was given. Similar adequate of reference for most statement in background in clear-cut hypothesis and support from other studies was given. Then this is the result. Background and methodology. Methodology, statistical analysis. Data was analyzed by using statistical package for social science SPSS 18. Result. And this also a result. Critical appraisal for the critical appraisal for result for my journal 2. The result was very concise and easily to understand. Well-arranged result in table. Results are explained adequately according to tables. Overall, 2,391 specimens tested by expert MTB discussion. Study finding explained very precisely. Results are discussed under proper headings. Previous study finding quoted. Appropriate reasons are given for the counterintuitive result. And author have suggested their finding as unique and foundation for further research for similar hypotheses. Okay, this is the discussion. Study limitation. Limitation selection is biased, excluding all public health facilities and strange. And the conclusion, the expert MTB rifampicin detected the resistant associated mutation in RRDR81 BP region. Critical appraisal. Limitation and strange is given. Author are aware of the study limitation and strange. Various limitations given that look relevant. Exclusion of participant is not stated. Population-based design and study size are the major strange. Critical appraisal. My final comment is research finding is very helpful for the clinical practice. Result don't require replication of finding and support from the future studies. Title is clear and relevant. Various statements in background information and discussion are given references. Data is sufficient. Population cohort is recruited in 23 October 2015 and published in August 2016. And then the exclusion is not stated. This is the reference for my journal number 2. Then we move on to the journal number 3. The title of this journal is Rapid Detection of RPOB gene mutation conferring rifampicin resistant in Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Source is from Journal of Clinical Microbiology, Volume 50, Number 7. Author is Wenyun Ao et al. From the Public Health Research Institute of Tuberculosis. Received 24 January 2012 and modified accepted in April 2012 and published 18 April 2012. And type of article is free online. Ethical approved not stated. Acknowledgement. The author acknowledged Laura Geyer for technical assistant. And the all the members of the research for their productive discussion. My critical appraisal for the journal number 3. The title is very good and stated very clearly. Title does say about what they want to study but not stated what method of the test. Title given is rapid detection of RPOB gene mutation conferring rifampicin resistant Mycobacterium tuberculosis. But my suggestion of the title is rapid detection of RPOB gene mutation conferring rifampicin resistant Mycobacterium tuberculosis by using the TBID/R test. Author are from Public Health Research Institute, Tuberculosis Center. Conflict of interest is not declared, and funding is done from multiple sources. Topic likely to be helpful in clinical practice. It proposed for detection of the RPOB gene mutation by using the TBID/R combination of novel tests conferring rifampicin resistant and MTB. It can be foundation for further research in the scientific in the future. This is the abstract. Background. The aim is this test is being configured in low-cost platform to provide rapid diagnosis and drug susceptibility information for TB in the point-of-care setting in developing world where the need is acute. Data analysis was not stated. Abstract, concise, and comprehensive, easy to follow. Background of the study, relevant literature reviewed in progress in previous studies. Reference were not given in several lines of evidence. Similar lack of reference. No clear-cut hypothesis. Background and methodology. This is the background and the method. You can find it. And then the result. This is the result. Critical appraisal. Result is not very concise and a bit difficult to understand. Not well arranged. Results in tables. Results are explained adequately. However, it's a little complicated. Discussion, study finding explains very precise. Results are not discussed under proper headings. Previous study finding not quoted. Appropriate reasons are given for the counterintuitive result. The discussion reference not quoted. Authors have suggested their finding as unique. Then this is the further discussion and limitation, conclusion, critical appraisal. Author aware of their study limitation. Various limitations given that took relevant. Final comment, research finding might be helpful. Title is confusing and lacking of relevance. Statement in the background information are not given reference. Inclusion, exclusion not stated. And then this is the reference for my journal number 3.